Thank you to Cade Silvermoon for their generous donation on Patreon. Hello everyone, my name is Vivian and welcome back to the Smoke Room. On the last episode, I believe this update's for Murdoch's route, let me double check. It is! We were with Murdoch's sister in the inexplicable, fucking solar dome, the fucking stargazing dome that, is, for some reason, in the small-ass town of Echo in the 19 whatever the fucks. So, woo the fuck, whatever, cool, we're here, why question it? It's still gonna be here, so, Dahlia, the rapscallion, the I almost used the word tramp in the classic sense, but I don't want to use that in a game that's literally got a main character that's a prostitute, so, especially when this is a child. A lot of reasons to update your nomenclature.
But what?
She ain't happy. Oh no. Oh, Blythe is actually the cat. The Dahlia is the teacher of the kid, but also the sister of Murdoch, the man that we're trying to fuck.
I'm wondering what the hell this huge man is doing up here is all. Language, dear.
Yeah, that's right. Language. You little shit. Size of my grin feels kind of painful right now.
What if you say, Miss Burns? Ms. Burns. Ms. Just seems like this one is everywhere is all.
It kind of feels that way.
Oh, are the two of you already acquainted?
No.
Can't say we are.
There's a look between the two of us. We both come to the understanding that we don't need to talk about where we were and when last night.
Call him Mr. Ayers, Ms. Washington. Well, of course, Ms. Burns.
Short vixen sighs.
Anyway, here's tonight's guided activity. Make sure everybody gets one.
Everybody? There's 3 of us up here. The cat takes one of the pieces of paper, folds it up, and puts it in a bag she's holding.
Well, that's the thing, Miss Burns. I'm just here to tell you that I can't stay for long. Mostly, I just wanted the weekly activities so I can do it on my own. If you have places to be, then there's always next week. Thanks for understanding. You might as well take my class at this point. You have good enough math scores. There's a big difference between liking math and being good at math, Miss Burns.
I mean, as much as a little shitty you are, Blythe, there's a good fucking point.
I do it because I have to, not because I want to. But you seem to like it plenty when I don't tell you it's math. That's nice, Miss Burns. I'm gonna go now. Although, could your helper help walk me to the supply closet?
She jerks her head to me.
I shouldn't be walking around all by my lonesome in this creepy school now, should I?
As if that's ever stopped you wandering around before.
Maybe if you ask him nicely. Why don't you escort me downstairs, mister?
You sure it's proper for a young woman like you to be walking around at night with a grown man? Put a bit of an edge into my voice. Cat's voice goes flat.
Somehow, I'm sure I'll manage to protect my reputation.
Oh, that was a loaded comeback. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about your reputation. I give a fuck about mine. Damn, that is a good point, too.
It's flattering that you both think there would be a crowd at this school after hours, but I doubt you'll see anybody on your way out.
Fine. I should be heading home soon anyway, so I'll walk you out.
Much obliged.
Oh, that's nice of us to come here for, like, half a scene, it felt like. Well, maybe it's just because there was an update break in the middle. That's probably why it feels that way. We don't talk much as we leave the observatory together. Creepy school! The halls in this place feel a lot longer at night. Alright, what do you want? Both of us know you wouldn't have asked for me if you weren't after something. So what is it?
I wonder what happened to make you so paranoid, Mr. Ayers.
Enough, I reckon.
Maybe it's all those rumors floating around about you being a cocksucker.
I stop. Excuse me?
Language, Mr. Ayers.
No, that's not how this works. Do you know how many times my mama would have slapped the shit out of me if I dared talk that way to her?
Oh, fucking spare me.
Hell no! What the fuck is wrong with you? You shouldn't even know about these things, much less be talking about them.
Who says I'm talking about anything? I just hear what I hear.
You heard wrong, little girl. That comma's in the wrong place. You don't know shit about me, and if you don't get to your point by the time we're at the front door, you're not to talk to me ever again. You hear me?
There's a lot of things I want to talk about.
Then you better start talking fast.
Alright.
She starts flipping a coin in her paws as we walk, and it catches it with one hand. How quirky, how eccentric. Is that fucking important at all? Each metallic clink leaves a bit of pain in my ears. Oh, that's a good point. That is probably a little triggering for the poor lad.
First, did you figure out that Miss Barnes hides messages in her activities?
Huh?
The notes she gives some people. There's often something hidden in them. Most people don't notice. I thought it was a joke at first, but the messages are weird sometimes. I've tried to ask her about it before, but she won't talk about it with me.
Well, I'll be honest. I have no clue what you're talking about.
I'm a little surprised about that, but that don't matter much. Second thing is that I keep seeing you around with Miss Burns' brother a lot.
And so what?
Easy there. I want to know if you think he knows about those messages.
He's never told me anything about any messages.
Then I'd appreciate if you asked him.
And why's that?
Maybe just to see how he reacts. Not a single goddamn so-called respectable adult in this town gives me the time of day when I tell him my best friend's missing. So I figured maybe the less respectable ones would give a damn.
Murdoch Burns is plenty respectable. I don't know why I have a sudden urge to say that. I'm angry.
You really don't have a clue about anything people say, do you?
And what do people say?
That his ma and pa are the only reason he ain't locked up or dead. That if it weren't for them, he'd be in a considerable amount of trouble.
What makes his parents so special then?
I guess you could say people believe the headmaster is raising all of Echo's children. That would be a crock of shit, of course, but it's undeniable that a considerable amount of folk trust that woman's words. More so than yours truly, at the very least.
Well, that ain't saying much. She flipped the coin again.
I guess that puts us in the same boat, don't it? Listen, you're clearly pretty strong, and more importantly, you're an adult. You can get into all sorts of places I couldn't. People say you do all sorts of things for money.
People lie.
Oh, sure, unquestionably. But I need some help looking for somebody. In a place I don't want a lot of people to know about. And I got money.
Oh, yeah? How much money? Cat holds up a coin in the moonlight. I see a double eagle shine between her fingers, and I can feel my heartbeat in my throat as I struggle to talk. Where'd you get hold of that?
Found it.
Oh my god, I swear to... if she's the fucking one that got the coins from the place, because wasn't the coins gone when they went there? I swear to god. Found it where? There's a moment where the cat looks at the coin in her paw, then back to me, and gives me an odd look, like she's putting 1 and 2 together in her head.
I can show you sometime, but only if you agree to help me for a whole week.
Just a week?
That's all I need. But you have to start tomorrow.
Bite the bottom of my lip, watching her roll that coin in between her fingers. Wondering if that's one of my coins. And if it is, how'd she get a hold of it? Knowing that if I told her it might be mine, she'd ask me to prove it, and then she'd know what I've done. Where should I meet you then? And when?
Meet me at the old cemetery south of the train station at 5 p.m., give or take half an hour. It's a bit of a walk. Come or don't.
Oh, Jesus, what the fuck is this leading to? I mean, she did say her best friend is missing, so... The only other person we know that's missing is the husband of that deranged pie maker or whatever the hell she was. I hope to God that's not this kid's best friend. We leave the school behind us, hearing the observatory's whirs and clanks leave us behind, and the sounds of crickets hit our ears. The cat sprints off without any kind of light. I want to tell her to not do that, but I get the feeling she won't listen to me anyway. Back at the hip here now. I'm thankful that there's nobody to greet me when I get back to the hip. Tomorrow's going to be another busy day, so it'll be good to relax a little. Should definitely freshen up before I go to sleep, though. But I might not get to now that somebody's knocking at the door. Come in. Door opens and Cynthia shows up.
Good evening, Sam.
Evening, Cynthia.
You doing all right? Haven't seen you around much of late. You're gonna be able to make rent this month, won't you?
For once, I'm not worried about that.
Oh, really?
That daytime job pays well.
Oh, Sam, that's fantastic. It's about time I'm the one acting a fool for worrying.
It's nice that you worry. It's just one of the few times I think you don't have to.
You have no idea how good it sounds to hear that. Should I bring you up a cocktail? The girls are experimenting.
Not unless y'all invent a new way to serve water. I'm taking it easy tonight.
Okay, I don't need to be told twice. Rest well, Sam.
I think I can for once. That girl gave me half of my savings back. William's paws are too tight to cast any suspicion on me, and I haven't heard a peep out of any demon nor spirits today. Maybe Murdoch and Ralph are right. Don't feel bothered and they can't bother you. Ain't that right, you evil bastards? Dots! You tempt fate? Well, fate does not take kindly to such tauntings. Like right after he says, like, oh yeah, totally. Ah! You stunned our evil powers with the great technique of don't worry, be happy. My God, how could we have ever thought of such a thing? Dots. Music to my ears. Or the inside of my head, really. I can beat this. Nobody has to ever know what I did. I got a feeling some shit's about to happen. Turns out I did rest well. So well that I slept in. Uh-oh. Ooh, nice effect to lead us to the outside. It's real bright outside. I can't be late for my second week. There isn't any time to eat breakfast or wash my face, but I can do that when the crowd is slow. When I walk through the front door of the general store, Ralph stares me down from behind the cash register. Oh, I fucking hate doing this accent because I know how bad I am at it. You look well rested. Must be nice. Ah, fuck me. I goddamn hate it. I hate it so much. Still getting used to working a second job.
Must be difficult to work with so many tools.
Harder than you'd think. He places one of his digits on his lips. No more. You're lucky it was a slow morning. Murdoch covered for you. I exhale as that concern leaves me. Where is Murdoch right now?
He's developing some birthday portraits in the red room. Red. I fucking hate it so much, man. I hate it. It's so god-awful.
Thanks.
Remember to knock before barging in.
Those clients would be furious if you ruin their shoot. Shoot. I fucking hate it. I got it, thanks. Like I'm much better at any other voice. When I get to the closet, I knock on the door. It's me. Can I come in? Just a minute. Hear rustling inside the closet. Okay, come in. Takes off a pair of thick rubber gloves as he watches me enter and close the door as quickly as I can muster. It's good of you to keep coming back, but if you're always late, my father will catch on sooner or later. I needed the rest. I promise it won't happen tomorrow. Well, I hope it wouldn't. Less time you spend here, the fewer opportunities we have to be alone. We could have had plenty of time together if you hadn't run off with that ferret. Mr. Tibbets is a stoat, Mr. Ayers. I don't care. He is not happy. He is not a happy fella. Not happy about your Batavian booty call. What are you wasting time with him for when we know something happened at the lake? I felt that Mr. Tibbets deserved a similar kind of warning to the one I gave you. He hasn't lived here for long. He's ignorant to its danger. He needs to leave while he still has the chance. And he believed everything you had to say? Of course he didn't. He's as stubborn as you are. But he did listen when I brought up all the Masada marketplaces in Camp Rosa. I doubt he'll avoid the opportunity to go when it's only a short train ride away. How sweet. Now, what did William say about the lake? He said he's already looking into it. The hell does that mean? It means he thinks he knows what's going on and that it's not information he's willing to share. Do you think he knows what's going? Do you think he knows what's going on? No, I don't. William is very logical, but he's also very emotional. I think if he always trusted his senses, they'll lead him to very logical conclusions. Very logical, very wrong conclusions. But if he can figure out what's reliable and what isn't on his own, then there's some hope for him. And for us. We talk about our worries some more as I help him develop more of the film. My worries about him, about me, about William and Cliff and Cynthia, about that strange young woman with the hat and the piece of paper his sister gave me. She told me your sister writes secret messages. I pass it to him and he squints at it before folding it up and putting it into his pocket. Well, Dahlia does love her puzzles. That does sound like something she'd torture her students with. I'll look into it. He just stole our fucking... Whatever, that's cool, I guess. At noon, I have to take a loaf of bread and a bottle of jam from off the shelves to keep myself from getting dizzy during the day. Murdoch doesn't care, but Ralph gives me plenty of shit about logging the price of the products and eating in the wrong place. But we find a surprise at the front of the store when we hear the doorbell ring. Murdoch's older sister, Holly, steps in. I really don't know much about her other than that she has a fiancé and that he comes a lot. Oh, okay. Good afternoon, Ollie. That has got to be an early drawing. Have I said this before? I don't know. I'm sorry. It's certainly an afternoon, Ralph. Bit far from the school, aren't you? I'll be back before the lunch hour's up. Don't worry on my behalf. I wouldn't put myself through the trouble. When she turns away from him, he shoots her a withering look. She tilts her head and pivots her stance as if she's looking for somebody until her gaze narrows in on me. Just the gentleman I was looking for. Can I help you, ma'am? No ma'am needed, just call me Holly. So I know that this is at the last minute, but I did mention that I and my mother wanted to invite you over for dinner. What for? To get to know you better. Think of it as being part of our extended family in a fashion. I wasn't aware that families paid labor costs to maintain their relationships, but then again, That seems to be a bad argument to make against this family. Let him ease into knowing us, Holly.
It's just a dinner, and it's only once. I promise that my cooking isn't that atrocious.
What's the dish?
Corned beef on cabbage and fresh bread with apple butter.
That sounds delightful now, doesn't it? She puts a lilt and hum into her voice.
And it'll be fresh.
Ah, fuck, whatever. Home cooking does sound nice. They keep getting me with free food. Haven't had that in a while.
7 o'clock tonight then, Murdoch? Mr. Ayers?
Suppose so. As long as the thing that we're getting paid to do the shit, the fucking with the girl at the cemetery doesn't take 2 hours, I guess. Should be fine, because that's at 5. 7 o'clock, Holly. She closes her eyes tight and smiles.
Then I'll see you both this evening.
And off she fucks. She turns on her heels, gliding confidently out the door. Ralph opens his mouth, and then Murdoch shoots him a look. Guess you ain't gonna say that shit. The rat exhales, breaks eye contact, then leaves the register, retreating to the back room and shutting the door. It's almost a slam, but not quite there yet. What's that all about? It's just an old dynamic they share. They grew up with one another, too. Maybe one of them will feel comfortable sharing that one day. Or maybe they can spare me their baggage and act their ages. Maybe. The rest of the day goes by slowly. When the clock strikes 4 o'clock, I let the fox know I'm leaving, and he just gives me a look and a one-note grunt as he carries a bag of potatoes over his shoulder. Ralph gives me a dismissive wave as I head out the front door. Feels like we're doing something wrong. It's way too hot outside today. The dry heat makes my throat feel scratchy when I suck it in. To keep marching my way south towards the train tracks, blocking the sunlight with my paw as I look for the station. Oh, God. So many of these pictures are familiar. When I arrive, I look at the opposite side of the tracks and can see a gated area off in the distance. Oh, hell. Oh, helly hell, hell. I've never been on this side of the train tracks. Mostly because it's out of the way and there's not much out here. A few dusty fields and a couple of shacks, maybe. Oh, this is something we haven't seen before. And a graveyard, apparently. I don't see many traces of fresh flowers or anything, but I'm surprised to see real stone slabs and plaques as opposed to unmarked wooden crosses. Now, that is an interesting thing to say when the whole picture is filled with unmarked wooden crosses! What the fuck is that kind of dialogue picture choreographing? Seriously, what the hell? I hope it's just a place mark or something. As opposed to... like... Hey, there they are! Wow, a mausoleum. Wow. This looks like a straight up, just a display of mausoleums. Usually you don't see mausoleums this close to each other. Holy hell. Yes, that's the difference between a graveyard and a potter's field. Must be nice to have people who want to remember your name, I suppose. God, that reminds me of wanting to know who the fuck the relative that they contacted about Sam in Echo. Like, someone said that they knew him. Who the fuck was it? Oh, man. Where the hell's that damn girl, then? Oh, there she is. The door of the mausoleum rattles, and I jump back, hitting my shin on a stone cross. Motherfuck!
Get in, quickly, now.
There's a wetness I can feel beneath my jeans, letting me know I'm bleeding underneath. Jesus! How fucking clumsy do you have to be to slam yourself? Jesus. 1 minute into this dumb fucking situation, I'm already injured. She shuts the door behind me when I get in. There's a small set of stairs leading to a lower chamber with a coffin inside. Dead flower petals litter the floor, and a remainder of old candles burned down to the wick stain the alcoves and the candle holder spread among the room. All right. You managed to drag me all the way out here. You better have a good reason.
Been 3 days now since my best friend's gone missing. These people are acting weirder and weirder by the minute lately.
Weird how?
People act perfectly fine when I talk to them about any old boring thing. Then the minute I tell them something's wrong or I need help, it's like they aren't there anymore. Like they're listening to what you say but choose not to acknowledge it. Last month, there was a girl I knew named Mary Applegate. Real stuffy. Always did what she was supposed to. Pretty as a pecan pie.
Pecan is probably what is said properly. I apologize. I'm caught up in the moment.
Couldn't stand it personally, but she didn't deserve what happened to her. Mary Applegate had a lot of admirers, so it wasn't unusual to hear about her getting love letters. She'd share some of the letters in the girls' bathroom from time to time. Some of them were sweet and stupid. Some of them were downright pervy. But none of them made her scared. Not until she got a letter saying, "I'm gonna get ya." A lot of us thought it was a dumb prank until she showed us the envelope filled with dead bugs. That's when all of us knew somebody was out to get Mary. Somebody weird and mean. We didn't hear anything about it for a week until Mary came back to class. Half of her whiskers were missing. She showed us the new letter she got in the bathroom that day. It said, "Anytime I want," and the envelope it came in had the missing half of her whiskers and patches of her pubic hair. Okay, this is really fucked up, actually. Okay. I knew pretty much what we were discussing, but, like... This is a fucking child we're talking about. This is really fucked up. I'm not comfortable with this at all. Whoever was doing it was inside her house. She was so scared that she had to move back east to live with her aunts. At least, that's what people tell me. Ain't nobody getting letters from out east that I've heard about. It's like she don't exist no more. 3 other girls and 2 boys from the school have gone missing since then.
Could that be what we saw last night at the lake? Maybe that was them. Whoever's doing this.
Teachers don't give a shit because they tell us people move away all the time. The headmaster certainly don't give a shit. And the mayor don't give a shit either. I can't ever find any of the damn lawmen because they're not at the station and doing God knows what. My best friend's own damn parents are so distraught that they won't even talk to me. So I don't know what to do other than acting on my own.
And what part of this plan and what part of that plan involves dragging me off into a mausoleum?
The part where I show you something that I know about, nobody else does.
She walks up to the side of the wall and pulls away a wooden plank that I thought was a part of the whole underground structure. That part of the wall swings open like it's a door, showing me that it's a thin wooden frame covered in a dirty piece of canvas that only looks like it's part of the wall. Oh my god, this is connected to the mine, isn't it? It's open to a long, dark tunnel. I could feel a rush of air, so similar, too similar to the entrance of the mines. What is this?
Me and Melissa call it the Tromping Grounds. Mostly because it's big. Real big.
She waves her paws, she walks into the tunnel, and I stand at the entrance. You got a lantern or something?
Don't need one. At least not with where we're going.
Oh, man. This is uncomfortable. Ah!
Enough beams of natural light make it down here for us to get by. This tunnel has a lot of branches, but we're going straight.
And where do those branches go?
We don't know all of them yet. But the ones we do know about we mark with different paint colors. Blue goes to the lake.
I see one of the walls marked in black. Where does this one go?
Those go nowhere. Or used to go somewhere a long time ago.
And the red one?
That goes all the way down to the mines.
The mines? That's got to be at least a mile's walk from here. It's impolite to fib. Makes think you see 'em as stupid. What?
Ain't a fib. Walk down that way if you don't believe me. Besides, you should take a look at the framing of the tunnels.
Huh. They're built sort of like the frames in the mine shaft, aren't they?
Probably because the mining company built this place.
But why?
Do I look like I know? All I'm saying is that these tunnels clearly aren't accidental.
And you've never seen anybody use them?
Nobody but me and Melissa.
I have a good friend that works at the mines. Maybe he could tell me what this place is supposed to be used for.
Asking about it? That's fine and good, so long as you don't show it to him and tell about where it is.
Why's that?
Because it needs to stay a secret. You'll understand why soon enough.
The longer we walk, the more unsettled I get. There's something about this place that unnerves me. Something about the lighting. She was technically right that we wouldn't need a flashlight. I can't see anything clearly, but I can see just enough to get by. I can see my own dark outline and her silhouette as I follow her down the tunnel long enough for my legs to get sore. Most of the dust swirl and the occasional beams of light sometimes look like a face or the body of something much bigger standing in the tunnel. But it leaves just as soon as it comes. It's like when I look into my mirror when the light is low, and the things I see aren't there. Not really. But it still feels like something else is looking back. It's getting harder to walk as we go on. Are we going uphill?
Yeah, we're at the end.
But I don't see anything. A sudden flood of light fills the tunnel as I see the cat's legs dangling above me when the dust clears. She pulls herself out of what looks like a trap door. I jump and grab the side of the frame, hauling my chest up with my arms, lifting my feet out one by one. There's a canopy above us. It's the fucking house! The one from the woods! When a sparse copse of pine trees, there's an old, large house in front of us. Where are we?
This is where I live.
Why would this tunnel lead here?
I don't know. Been trying to figure it out for years. Now you know why I don't want to tell anybody about this place. I've had nightmares about things coming up out of this trapdoor. Doesn't help that I can see it from my bedroom window.
The wind is blowing and I can see dust devils spin in the distance as dirt and sand spray past my ears. How far away are we from town?
Just 5 minutes away if we follow these tracks.
Did I say minutes or miles? I don't know. She said minutes. I hope I said it correctly. She points to the railroad, which runs parallel to her house. Must be noisy. They go on and on like an endless ladder leading into the horizon.
You ever used to walk down to the train tracks, Mr. Ayers?
Oh my god. Seriously, look up the song Devil's Train by the Lab Rats. It gives me such an Echo vibe. What's that got to do with anything?
It doesn't. It's just a certain look I notice in some people's faces when they stare at the train tracks.
When I was a kid, I guess.
Back in Back when you weren't so old.
I'm not old, I'm 25.
That's old as hell.
Well, fuck you, I'm 26, you son bitch. I guess back in this day. Whatever. No, it ain't, you don't know shit.
I know I never want to be that old. Can your bones predict the weather yet?
I predict I'm gonna snatch that stupid hat off your head when I catch up to your disrespectful ass.
Then do it.
I press off the back of my foot, jolting forward, using the initial push off the ground to give me speed. She looks over her shoulder like she hears me, snatches her own hat off her head, and holds her arms out, putting each foot in front of her, down in front of her, widening the gap. I can sprint after her for a few minutes before I have to slow down. My lungs are practically in my throat at this point. I hold my knees and look between my legs, coming to a stop, gasping for breath. The cat puts her hat back on, hopping from one foot to the other on the track, still holding her arms out, balancing. Hey, look at this! That's a nice fucking CG. I like it's like a watercolor style. Like, this is very nice. And the train track looks way better quality than it does in the actual. Oh, man. That's a very nice fucking CG. That is so nice. I put my paws in my pockets, relax, and walk at a slow pace.
Not bad endurance for somebody your size. Usually big burly suckers like you are all power and no grit.
You're dressed fairly floral to be talking about grit.
What I am is goddamn comfy. I don't need to dress like a boy to work harder than one. If I thought like you, I'd be saying all boys should wear flowers all the time to be taken seriously. People would laugh at me, and they'd be right to laugh. Because I'd sound fucking dumb. At least you have the strength and endurance going for you.
Settle down. I'm used to being on my feet more often than not. You travel all the way from the East Coast to the West, and you're bound to end up a little gritty.
I thought I heard a particular type of twang in your voice. Dogwood State?
Magnolia.
You ever met Huckleberry Finn out there? I'd love to meet a boy my age like that.
Okay, so Huckleberry Finn exists in this world, which means Mark Twain exists in this world. Which, again, seems to indicate that the world of Echo is Earth, but, like, they went to such fucking painstaking detail to make sure it wasn't specified that way before, but now it is. And we even had a thing about that in one of the other updates, how it was just sort of like an accident or something. I don't know. If I did, I'd tell him his name is stupid. Well, ain't that nice?
Well, you can't.
Says who?
He's a fictional character, Mr. Ayers. From a book.
Guess that means he can't get offended then.
I'd suppose that's true, Mr. Ayers.
So there's no way he could ever get mad when I say he's a yellow-bellied bitch boy with a gap in his teeth. And nobody will ever have his babies? What the hell are you roasting Huck Finn for?
Gross! Besides, how would you know anyway if you're not
Again! They're saying Mark Twain exists in this world now. So, okay, at this point, I'm just gonna stop caring. Not about everything to do with it, but about the distinction of whether or not Echo is Earth or not. This is just a anthropomorphized version of Earth, and everything else is it's clearly not a part of the Adastra thing, because Adastra in the game Adastra, Earth is humanoid. So yeah, confirmed. If Echo and all of that is on a different version of Earth, then Adastra is not a part of this universe. It just isn't. So that also means that the hum is not the shit that they're fighting against in Adastra either. It's a completely separate thing, confirmed by Mark Twain. There you go. Damn. Because I'm using the power of my imagination. Ain't that the so-called power of books anyhow?
Well, sure. But you still have to read the goddamn things.
Nah.
Yeah, huh? You can't just have ideas about a thing you haven't even read if you want people to take you seriously.
If somebody's going to take my ideas about Huck Finn's baby making more seriously based on whether or not I read his book, I probably don't want to talk to him in the first place.
Okay, fair, but that's not the point.
Sounds like a good one to me.
You didn't do so well back when you went to school, did you, Mr. Ayers?
I don't know what you mean by that. I learned how to read and write when I was done.
Wait, no math?
Well, there was subtraction and addition.
No Elucid? No Archimedes?
I get by with knowing just one language, thank you.
No history?
Well, most folks learn about all the battles.
No Shakespeare?
Okay, yeah. Why did I even fucking bother thinking that Echo and Adastra could be in the same universe? It's just not. It's just fucking not. That's the guy who holds the skull.
What did they teach you for 12 years?
2?
What?
We didn't have that much money where I'm from. Our school was just one room and one teacher. Nothing like that brick castle you kids have in this town. 2 years is what you go. 2 years is what you go for free. The extra stuff costs money and finding a private tutor.
But your ma and pa wouldn't get you one?
Hell no.
No wonder you can't recognize any of Mrs. Burns' codes.
You think it would lead to a buried treasure? Which is funny, because in Echo they had that for TJ's route.
Those foxes are well off, but they're not Long John Silver rich.
Yeah, Long John Silver. It's hard. That place can be pretty expensive. Who?
The pirate captain from Treasure Island.
Seems like you read a lot of books.
They're the cheapest way to be somewhere else.
The only book they wanted me reading was the Bible, and Sunday school was free. They gave out all sorts of prizes if you could memorize the most verses. And that was the first time I ever got to try saltwater taffy.
Oh, yeah.
And there also the Bible. Yeah. I feel kind of disappointed that all my theorizing is kind of thrown to shit now, but whatever. Again, like I said, just enjoy it for what it is, not what you thought it would be or what you wanted it to be. Enjoy what it is, because what it is damn fucking interesting. I love this game.
It's good, but it's just candy.
A kid saying it's just candy. The times sure have changed. It was the first time I got to have sugar. Once you know how good something tastes, it's hard to go back. And it's tough remembering what your life was like before you knew. Maybe this stuff is all ordinary when you have so many teachers to answer your questions, and you can just run along down one of these fancy candy stores popping up downtown with some pocket money and get a whole box of taffy. Wish it could have been like that for me. Keep on walking for some time. Seems like she's thinking.
And you know what I'd do if I had your body and your strength? I'd track down every rapist and bigot in this filthy community, overpower them, find the biggest stick with rusted nails I could wrap my claws around, and fucking bloody holy God. Jesus. That's a
fucking... Like, I agree with the sentiment, don't get me wrong, but like, bit on the nose, ain't it? That's a frightful thing to say.
I guess. And wouldn't most people do that if somebody deserved it?
I don't know. Yes, you do. Oh, shit, oh, boy. I don't recall asking your opinion on this, Satan! So hush up! I don't really want to think about it. Did you see that shit? Hold up. As soon as we said yes, as soon as we heard the voice, yes, you do, look at our fucking eyes. Did she hear that shit? Look at this fucking, I don't know, fool, yes, you do, and how we talk to ourselves, and then as soon as we respond, she looks away. She fucking knows something. Oh my god.
That's fine. Wanna know why I'd do it and I wouldn't lose any sleep?
How about you try it once and see how you feel about it? Kids say tough things like this all the time, but they rarely mean it. I wish I could tell her what it's like to kill somebody, though. Even people you hate. Even people who deserve it, and share how it feels to see that look in their eye, they get in their eye when they know that they're gonna die. What a waste it all is. We could hear the train getting closer. Oh my god, this is giving me bad vibes. Oh my god, is she gonna try to kill us? Oh my jeez. I don't know. Revenge?
No, 'cause it wouldn't be about revenge. It wouldn't be about my personal satisfaction neither. None of that stuff. Killing somebody like that would mean nobody would ever get hurt by them again.
She's gonna try to kill us. Oh my god.
I could snap somebody's neck 1,000 times over if it meant saving another girl like me.
She gives me a look I've never seen another person give me. A completely calm and measured look.
Cross my heart and hope to die, I would.
You know yourself better than I do. Listen, kid. I've got an engagement I gotta keep.
Then go. I've got you for a whole week. Meet me back at the cemetery tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Till next time, kid.
Till next time, old man of the mountain.
Give me a break. And she's already gone. She better keep her word about giving me back my money after all of this. Okay, I seriously thought with, like, the train coming and with her, like, testing our endurance and all that other shit that, like, she was straight up gonna fucking shove us onto the train tracks or some shit. I'm still not sure what to think about that underground shaft leading from the mausoleum to all parts of town. Why would the mine have built something like that? And why did that never play into things in Echo? That's such a fucking interesting thing to just not have be a thing. Nick would know. But I haven't seen him for almost a week. Ever since he missed his appointment with me, I can't tell where the hell he's been. And it's starting to make me anxious. He knows how to take care of himself. He's got his own friends. He'd probably say I'm simple for worrying about him. That still doesn't mean I don't need his help. And I miss him.